Hey, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a different kind of skill that every software developer has to have, and that's the skill to honor the struggle. What do I mean by that? Well, as software developers, we commit to never ending learning. We have to, because the advances in technologies, the speed that everything changes and is new languages, new frameworks, new technology, new hardware, even new industries are being invented. The speed is so fast that we have to keep up. And that can feel overwhelming, especially when you're starting out and you maybe you have a look at the software industry for some time, and you see new languages appearing, new applications, new frameworks that you think you need to learn. But the truth is, while that's certainly true that new stuff is always appearing, it's very important to be able to sort of distill and to filter and to really find what's the most relevant skill, the most relevant tools, technologies for you right now, for your job, or for the kind of job that you want to apply for the kind of industry that you're interested in, and for the kind of niche or stuff that you want to do in your day-to-day life as a developer. Chances are that when you look at some job postings, there might be a long list of technologies that they want, and that's a topic for another place, the quality and the unrealistic expectations that are written in these job applications, job profiles. But if you sort of scan through a couple of applications or job postings, you see certain technologies appearing and reappearing. There might be some outliers, of course. So if you just want to get your dream job in your dream company, then they might have some obscure framework that you've never heard before. If you want to sort of impress them and get the job, then it might be necessary to learn that specific framework or that specific language there. But in general, software development jobs are more or less sort of standardized in the languages that they use, and you can do your own research for the top 3 or top 5 programming languages that are sort of like the same for the last decade or so. Spoiler alert, it's JavaScript, Java, and Python. Do your research, but you will see that there's some standards being asked and some standard skills and standard knowledge that you would have to have. But regardless, of course, even if you just limit yourself to one language or one specific framework, or let's say, I don't know, you want to create mobile apps and you want to create iOS mobile apps, even as a consumer, as a user, you know that, well, every year or so, there's a new operating system, a new iOS version coming out, new stuff, new features that are being introduced to users of iOS, but also, of course, to developers who are developing applications for iOS. Right. So if you look at the latest Google or Apple websites, and they are describing the features that their app operating system has, iOS or Android, you see that every year there's something new coming on. So even if you just focus on one specific part, which is usually the case anyway, if you just focus on one kind of mobile applications, at least once a year, there's something new coming out. And, you have to adapt, and you have to, as I said, honor the struggle. You have to commit yourself that it will never be the case that you know everything and you know enough that you will never have to learn anything new again. If you have the feeling that it's the case, then it's usually, for me at least, dangerous feeling or a dangerous situation where you're getting yourself into a particular area in the software industry where there's not that much innovation going on, which might mean that, it's dying off. So, innovation drives technology changes, which means that we have to keep up, but it's also chances to learn something new. So if you are afraid to get bored in your job, that's usually not the case as a software developer. There's so many new stuff going on that it's actually important to not overwhelm yourself and not feeling frustrated by the speed of changes. And I'm the first to admit that this is a real delicate balance that you need to strike there to keep your motivation, to have fun learning something new, but at the same time not being frustrated that things change all the time. But usually you are working in an environment where you don't have to make decisions what to learn or what kind of technologies to use from scratch by yourself multiple times per year. Usually when you're working for a company, when you're working in a project, there's a set environment of tools, of languages, of frameworks. So when you're trying to get into the software industry, it's up to you to do some research and to, check out what are these languages, these tools, these frameworks that are being used. And then you concentrate on them. And once you get into the job, then you are part of the innovation cycle, right? You will see when you need to, when the team or the management decides to upgrade to the next version of the framework or the language or whatever. So that's my topic for today. Honor the struggle. As software developers, we have to commit to never-ending learning, and that's a good thing. And it's important to not get overwhelmed by it.